You are not the father.
Abe and Phil's Last Poker Game stars Martin Landau in probably his last performance ever before he died last year. It's about a couple of old men that live in a nursing home who are both trying to find out who the father is of a new nurse that started working there. She came in, she's looking for her biological father because she was adopted and she never met him. And she got a note that said that he lives there. I wanted to see this because of Martin Landau. I never saw his classic movie roles, and it really only takes one viewing of his performance to know that he is a dedicated actor. When it comes down to the people category, it is without question. The acting is amazing. These people really dive into their characters, and they get lost in their characters because you feel like these aren't just actors. These aren't the actors you've seen in a bunch of movies before. These are characters. 2 out of 2 possible stars. But you don't really care about the characters. I almost gave characters 0 because there were certain aspects of them that I really didn't care for, that I kind of hated about them. But you do like who these characters are when it comes down to the woman who's searching for her father. Half points and say 1. Casting's great. I don't think I could see anybody else in these roles. I think they did a great job all around, so 2 out of 2. When it comes down to how important the characters are into the direction of the plot, I have to point out that there wasn't a huge direction for the film, because they're just old men. They're just sitting around talking about God knows what. Her story's the actual important one. That gets half points, say 1. Abe and Phil and their characters together, as much as I don't really like their characters in general, they do work well together, and they do work well with the girl who's trying to find her biological father. And it's hard to denounce any of that, so 2 out of 2 for that. Writing category. Nothing about the dialogue sticks out for me. 1, it's not the greatest balanced film in the world. Like I said, most of the direction of the plot is the girl. I'm gonna say half points and 1. The story was okay, not even super deep or meaningful because of those characters. Half points, 1. Not super original. We've seen lots of paternity question movies all over, which is why I started off with a joke about Maury. I will at least give it half points and say 1. I was interested in seeing it specifically because of Martin Landau. I didn't continually think it was interesting, so I'm going to give that 1. BTS category. Nothing about the visual stands out. I mean, it's just a bunch of old people in a nursing home, and that's all I can really say about that. 1. Directing. It's a pretty basic movie, pretty basic job. Nothing complex, nothing challenging, nothing that stands out for the director. 1. Same can basically be said about the editor. Once again, it's a basic job. There's no challenge here. There's nothing to make you think, oh, the editor had a lot of things on their shoulder for this movie, because they didn't. 1. Basically as advertised, I would say. I don't think it was really false or anything like that. 2 out of 2. Music, sound, 1. Narrative art category. Introduction's a little goofy because there isn't much of one. You don't really get introduced to anybody. You don't know who anybody is or what's going on. I'm going to give introduction 0. The inciting incident is clearly when they go to the nursing home, because when it comes down to inciting incidents, it's usually something that happens that you can't go back from. In the very beginning, they're in the home, and then they move to the nursing home. You can't go back from that. That is the inciting incident. So 2 out of 2 for that. Obstacles, because this isn't a super balanced movie that focuses on one thing and one thing only, and it just kind of focuses on these people's lives as they talk about random things here and there, I can't really say that there's much of an obstacle. There is for the girl searching for her father, and that's basically all it comes down to. So obstacles only gets 1 out of 2. The climax does come up to a culmination. There is a finality to it. I won't say what's what because I don't want to spoil anybody, so I will just say that it is there and it does make sense. 2 out of 2. Following action, everything calms down, returns to a new norm of sorts. I'll have to say 2 out of 2. Entertainment score. How entertaining was it? It wasn't as entertaining as I thought it would be. Rewatchability, maybe. 1 out of 2. Was it a fun experience watching? Some things about it, I guess, but I'm just going to give it half points to say 1. Impulse to buy? No, not a chance. 0. Impulse to talk about it other than this review? There's really, honestly, nothing left to talk about. 0. Does it suck the audience in? I can't really say that. I don't think there's anything that was so engaging that I got sucked into the movie. I was watching as is, but I can't really say that. No, 0 specialty category. So I watched this because of Martin Landau, as I said before, so I want to know how he did in the movie. Like I said, he does really great in the movie. He's a great actor, and he really commits to the role. But I won't be remembering him for this role. Even though I haven't really seen him in a lot of things, I'll probably forget about this movie. I'm going to only give half points and say 5 out of 10. It is listed as a comedy and drama. Do I find this funny? I'll just say not really. It does have some crude humor here and there, which depends on who you are. If you're watching, you might find it great. I find it a little weird because it's old people making crude humor jokes. I'll give half points and say 5 out of 10 for that. As for a drama, I think it has more strength in the drama aspect. You can't deny the fact that what they're dealing with is a dramatic and emotional matter. If you're talking about death in nursing homes, or you're talking about this woman who's been without her biological parents her whole life, and it's an important deal for her. Definitely a dramatic movie, 10 out of 10. As for the title, Abe and Phil's Last Poker Game, what does poker have to do with it? Honestly, not much. I wish they focused more on that aspect. Phil likes to play poker all the time, so he's always got cards in his hands. Do they play poker very much in the movie? Honestly, not very much. They played it once. There's something towards the end that has more meaning for poker, but because it wasn't such a huge focus in the movie, I can only give it half points and say 5 out of 10. If we add up all the points together, we get 58 out of 100 possible stars. 58% or 6 out of 10 if you want to round up, which is fine. Guys, tell me what you thought of Abe and Phil's Last Poker Game in the comments down below, and you can follow me on track.tv and Twitter at username IAMDWG. As for YouTube, you know you can subscribe to me, hit that like button, and hit that bell to be notified when I come out with my next movie review, which will be next week with Geostorm. I'm back next week on Monday to see that, and then until then, guys, have a good weekend, and peace out.